You know, we are not so bad if we look in the past how much we have achieved with our air policy and legislation which is connected to that. Many of the pollutants are cut down, and we are living in much better air quality conditions than we have lived years ago. But we are far from there. So there are some pollutants which are still critical, like particle matters, ozone, NO2, some which are very much directly connected with the human health or also with the protection of the environment. We are getting more and more evidence from science, especially from WHO, from World Health Organization, that the connection between the human health, the diseases, also the life expectancy. For example, in 2010, the figure is shocking. Apparently there were, according to the estimates, 420,000 people premature death in Europe. And of course, these are the figures which you cannot ignore. Cross-cutting manner, it's the name of the game when you talk about the air policy. It's you can't avoid it because air has effects from whatever economic activity you would talk about. In many areas, the most clear areas where we can obviously see consequences on the air quality from industrial activities to transport, to small-scale combustion, for example, to the shipping or agriculture. I'm working really closely with my friends here in the Commission, my colleagues, to get an agreement what they can do, how we can jointly address those problems. We have to also address those problems from the point of view not only of human health and environmental preservation, but you know, all those things are today not problems only in the European Union. They are the problems also in major, for example, Chinese cities. We also see in the United States that in many areas they have stricter rules and regulation than we have. So it is obviously that world is taking seriously those problems, which means that a lot of adaptation measures which will need to be done also through the technological solutions, through new opportunities for the economic development, are also there. We will certainly try to first understand the best what we can, the situation in which we are. So we will certainly try to have a good knowledge about the situation. In the first place, we would like to see what we have to do that we would improve compliance with the existing legislation. For the mid to long term, of course, our goal should be that we would live in a world where there would be zero impact on human health, on environment. Of course, we are far from there yet, but we need to find out what would be the best strategies that we would move in that direction, and what are actually the intermediate goals which we would need to reach, that we would rapproche to the situation of zero impact which we would like to have. That if you talk about the human health, that we would come closer to the recommended standards of WHO, which are much more strict than actually the current legislation which we have in the European Union. Then proposing the proper measures which would address those things, because having targets without measures makes no sense. And that's of course an area on which we will also thoroughly work to propose something which would match the ambition and the need emerging from also knowledge and new facts which we have in the meantime acquired, but proposing at the same time, as I said, measures which would properly address, so that we have a credible package in front of everybody who will then critically assess it and of course discuss it in the Parliament and in the Council.